Ordinance Task Force, our regular meeting of December 17th, called to order at 4:05. Victor, could you call the roll, please?
On the call of the roll, Member Grant?
Present.
Grant present. Member Nee? Present. Nee present. Member Washburn?
Present.
Washburn present. We have a quorum.
This is Member Nee, I'm present.
We do have a quorum.
All right. So we've noticed that the complainant is not here for agenda item number 3, but why don't we move ahead with the next item? Would you call that, please?
Should I call the minutes for today?
Yes, if you would, please.
Item number 2, adoption of the November 19, 2013 regular meeting minutes.
Move to accept.
Second.
Madam Chair.
Member Nee?
Yeah, a couple of minor items that I think these are just minor edits. Under item number 3 of the minutes, very bottom 2 lines, it says non-substantive documents were not placed into administrative records are not available. I think the word "and" should be placed before the phrase "are not available." Then at the top of the next page, same item, the planning department is working with the IT department. This is a matter of my journalistic sensibilities, but I think in a first reference, IT should be spelled out, information technology. And last but not least, under item number 4, public comment, second line, their hard work should be its hard work. Again, just
And Mr. Young, did you receive my edits that they were minor, that I sent earlier this afternoon?
I did receive them, and I will integrate as appropriate.
Okay. Yeah, there were nothing substantive. There was an area that wasn't clear to me. I think it might have been the same thing that Member Nee found.
Yes.
Okay. So that works for you to send editing suggestions to you in a Word file with track changes?
Yes, that is acceptable.
Good.
Madam Chair, I would just
Member
like
Nee?
to inquire of Mr. Young, the edits I've suggested, do you want those in writing, or have you?
I have been able to document your edits, and
Okay.
I will make those edits.
Okay.
I have no issues with those.
Great, thanks.
So, is there any public comment on the minutes?
There is, David Pilpel. I also took a moment to look at the minutes, and I had some other proposed edits, non-substantive. I picked up 2 of the suggestions that Member Nee just voiced. I would just clarify at the top of page 2, I don't believe it was the IT department. I think it was actually the Department of Technology that they were working with. So I wanted to make that correction, and I've got some other non-substantive stylistic changes that I would offer. If you can incorporate those, that would be great. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Are there any additional public comments? Seeing none, do you want to go ahead? Would you call the roll? Or is there any further comment from the members? No? Mr. Young, would you call the roll, please?
On the motion to adopt the minutes as corrected, Member Grant?
Aye.
Grant, aye. Member Nee?
Aye.
Nee, aye. Chair Washburn?
Aye.
Washburn, aye. The motion passes.
Mr. Young, would you call the next item on the agenda, please?
Item number 3, file number 13021, hearing on the status of order of termination of Patrick Manetta Shaw and Maria Rivero, MD, against the Public Health Commission for allegedly violating Sunshine Ordinance 67.7A, 67.7B, and 67.9A, failing to notice members of the public, and noticing a deficient agenda.
All right, we have the respondent here, but not the complainants. The complainants have... Oh, we do? I'm sorry. Okay, well, that's wonderful. Dr. Kerr, I didn't see you sitting back there. Okay, so the complainant, you have 5 minutes to bring us up to date on the status. Member Nee?
Yeah, Madam Chair, I think it should be pointed out that that Dr. Kerr is not listed as a complainant. And I think we have a number of ways to go on this. If we have received notification from either of the complainants that Dr. Kerr is the representative, then, you know, I'm comfortable with that. If not, then I think the proper procedure would be to note that the complainant is not here and then ask if there are any facts and evidence in support of the complainant.
Okay, as we discussed earlier, we did get an email from Dr. Rivera saying that Dr. Kerr would speak in her stead.
Okay, that's fine.
Because she'll be here around 4:30. Okay. Dr. Kerr, could you bring us up to date on the status of this order of determination?
Yes, good afternoon. I'm filling in for Dr. Rivero. I think everything is going well, and I just wanted to make a brief statement. All city agencies try to withhold embarrassing information. The Health Commission tried to bury the public commendation that was required by my settlement with the city in a nondescript agenda item titled LHH Update. Sonia Malara, President of the Health Commission, is responsible for setting and approving Health Commission agendas. Now, Mr. Morowitz, who's always been respectful towards us and the public, is a loyal secretary to the Health Commission, and he does what the Health Commission wants. The Health Commission did not want to publicize my settlement. Now, the changes in the agendas of the Health Commission meetings that we've seen to date are consistent with your order of determination. They just make it harder to hide facts that the public should know and that the Sunshine Ordinance requires them to know. So, in general, we think that there's been a good faith effort to make changes, and we'll continue to monitor that. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone here to offer facts and evidence in support of the complainant? Okay, seeing none, the respondent, you have 5 minutes.
Good afternoon. My name is Mark Morowitz. I'm the Health Commission Secretary. As my memo to you all indicates, there have been substantial changes to the agendas with, I believe, more meaningful titles and then accurate and expanded descriptions underneath. As much as possible, we try to put, if there's action considered or something where the public also understands beyond what the topic is, what is expected to happen at the meeting. The Health Commission took very seriously your determination. I want you to know that, and as did the director of the department. And I had immediate orders to work with the city attorney's office to get this in order. So if that has meaning. And then aside, as I indicated in the memo, we changed the website to make it more clear and easier access for the public to get documents for the meetings.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone else to offer facts and evidence in support of the respondent? Okay, you might, Mr. Moore, you might stay up here. Members, do you have any questions, any comments? Yeah, I just wanted to say that I compared the two versions of the agenda, and it was night and day. I thought the new ones were quite good, very informative. The point being is we want to make sure that a member of the public knows what's going to be in the agenda, so he or she can decide whether to come or not if there's something of interest. And I didn't have a chance to go look at the website to see if it would be transparently clear as to what link I should click to get a document, but that's the other change you mentioned that you made.
Yes, and I don't know if you have, do you have a copy in front of you of what I sent?
Yeah,
I have, there's a lot of documents, and there's two sections. The first section, am I talking too loudly? The first section is Health Commission agenda improvements, and then section B shows you example of the site. So if you would like to I'm sorry, I didn't number the pages. I'm a bad secretary for this one. And I showed, you're right, it's almost towards the back. It's maybe the last 5 pages. And I showed you the before and after. The before wasn't so bad, I didn't feel, but it certainly has improved.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's quite clear, documents associated with the agenda item.
Right.
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, I think that, a project for our body would be to kind of look at the way the different departments do this and come up with some best practices, but as suggestions for how to do this. But this is certainly a big improvement.
Thank you. I'd like to offer encouragement in that direction because the executive secretaries sometimes meet or talk or share ideas, and we're alone and isolated in our work. I mean, honestly, so we don't often know what someone else has done or what we should be doing. We just take what has been done before, and every so often we're able to improve something on our own. But I'm very appreciative of the comments and your determination so that we could improve this, as is the Health Commission. But I think it's unfair to expect the commissions to have the level of detail for their secretaries' work that I think is expected, and not that the public doesn't have unrealistic expectations. It's just it's a hard thing to focus on when there's so much else going on. So I think a directive or some best practices, a memo, something to encourage folks to share ideas and find the best one. Mm-hmm. And we also, the secretaries, would be happy to do some of that work if that came to be. So I just want to offer that to you.
Great, thank you. It looks great. So thank you for. Moving forward.
We have the chair of the task force here, and we also have the chair of the Education and Outreach Training Committee, too, here as well. So I think, I'm hearing you say that you would appreciate some help from us as the experts in this matter.
Definitely. And possibly working together, if I may, because we have a certain expertise, and if we share if you all give us some direction, then we could bring our expertise to you, and then probably together we could come up with something that'd be easier and honestly more humane for a new person coming into this role to know what to do, because it's a lot of responsibility, and most of us don't have any support or direction because the commissioners don't know this level of detail.
Sure. Yeah.
So, and I want to offer my personal and professional resource if it comes to where you all need a connection with the secretaries.
That's great.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
At this point, Mr. Morwitz, you have 3 minutes for a rebuttal if you have anything else to say.
Oh, no, just thank you again for your work.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Kerr, you have 3 minutes to offer a rebuttal.
The commissioners, the Health Commission, may not know the level of granular detail, but they know about the Sunshine Ordinance. They're required to have training. They know what they're doing. In general, in a global sense, they know what they're doing. This is a particle that we were able to use to improve the system and to catch them trying to bury something. Every agenda item mentions the Sunshine Ordinance. Every commissioner is trained. They should know. Thank you.
Thank you. Members, is there any public comment on this matter?
Madam Chair,
Member Nee?
respectfully, I would suggest that before fielding public comment, you would ask if there's any motion.
Is there any motion on this matter?
They've done what we have.
Madam Chair,
Member Nee?
I have no motion. I don't think any is necessary at this time. I think if we just make this part of the committee's report for the next task force meeting, I think that should suffice.
Okay. I hope, though, that this idea that we work with the secretaries to improve the agendas, I think that would be a good project for the EOT. It's probably the best home for it. But,
Yeah, so when at the next whole task force meeting, when you give your report, we can bring that up, and then we can bring that up with the other members and see kind of if we want to kind of take it somewhere.
okay, all right.
Definitely.
Now, is there any public comment on this matter? There's no motion, but
That's fine. David Pilpel again, and Victor, here are the minutes. I suspect that this got sent to this committee because I was absent at the October meeting, but I think this is fine. I think the improvements that they've made are material and helpful. And I certainly am interested in standardizing agendas and minutes across the city. I have attended previous meetings of the commission secretaries that Roberta, I think, is still convening. So I'm happy to go back there again and do some more work on this. We have a number of items at EOT in January and February, but we will schedule this either for February or March and start to work on this. Not a problem. I did want to point out three things, and hopefully Mr. Morowitz can take a couple of notes on these with respect to the agendas. When there's an attachment, even the revised agendas don't make abundantly clear that there's an attachment, either via an asterisk or some note attachment provided. I think that could be more clear. Secondly, when there's a closed session, and it seems like there have been several, there's an item reconvene in open session. Following that, there should be a required disclosure from closed session and a vote on whether or not to disclose any discussions in closed session. They're required, but they should be kind of more spelled out, just as the ABCD items are there. And just finally, on the website, the reference to the agenda items and the PDFs, they're indicated, could also have the item number to the left of the description of the item, so that just so that these things are tied together a little more. It's those kind of nitpicky details that I think we try to improve upon. With that, as I said, we're happy to discuss this further at EOT. I very much appreciate the Health Commission and Mr. Morowitz's willingness to make improvements. Sometimes that's the case, sometimes that's not the case across the city, and so I think that's helpful, and he certainly stepped into the role after, I believe his predecessor, Ms. Seaton, correct? Had the job, and I recall her work. And as was indicated, commissioners turn over, but commission secretaries tend to stay longer, which we appreciate. And so having some more knowledge and consistency there is certainly all to the good. So again, thank you very much, unless there are questions.
Thank you. Mr. Young, could you call the next item on the agenda?
We have not yet exceeded half hour for public comment. Should I skip to item number 5? I believe item 4 states that we would take items a half hour after the meeting starts.
Okay, why don't we take item number 5 then?
Item number 5, Administrator's Report. I do not have anything to report. There are no items pending before the Compliance and Amendments Committee at this time.
Okay. Thank you. Any comments, members? No? Okay. Would you call, does it make sense to call item number 6, or should we wait till?
No, you can call.
No.
How do they call that? Yeah.
Item number 6?
Item number 6, announcements, comments, questions, and future agenda items.
Member Nee.
Just a reminder that the Society of Professional Journalists Northern California chapter is accepting nominations for its James Madison Awards. These awards are given annually to citizens and organizations that have championed the First Amendment and/or freedom of information. And details on the nominating process are available at www.spjnorcal, that's spjnorcal.org.
Thank you. Is there anything else?
Yeah, I guess so that means we won't have a compliance amendments for January because we have no items, and I didn't, from the last meeting.
That would be my understanding. There's nothing, there is not a full Sunshine Ordinance Task Force meeting before the next meeting, so I don't foresee a reason for a meeting in January.
The only thing that we would have would be minutes from this meeting, which can certainly be held over.
But I was a vendor reason.
I Exactly.
I'd rather not, and I'd rather you not too.
Would you like to officially cancel that meeting at this time, or should we wait?
Oh, why don't we cancel it? Yeah. Well, that'll free up this room as well, for anybody else who wants it. Okay, the room is emptying out, so I think we better call public comment now if we're going to have...
Item number 4, public comment. Members of the public may address the Compliance and Amendments Committee on matters that are within the Sunshine Ordinance Task Force jurisdiction, but not on today's agenda.
So anyone who wants to offer public comment at this time? Seeing none, Mr. Young, would you call the final item on the agenda?
Item number 7, adjournment.
So moved.
Second? Okay, without objection? Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
The meeting is adjourned at 4:23.